This is the second of a three-part series on the NicoNico Gosanke, the NicoNico Big Three, which includes the Idolmaster, Touhou, and Vocaloid. NicoNico is like Japanese YouTube, and at one point these three series all had their own categories on the site due to their enormous popularity. Even today, pretty much any piece of Japanese media you see online, from music and games to memes and trends, will involve these series somehow. So let's learn about arguably the most popular and impactful series to modern Japanese culture, Touhou. Touhou is a bullet hell shoot 'em up video game series. If you want to know what that means, just look at this gameplay involving the player dodging bullets while trying to shoot at the enemy enough times to defeat them. Touhou is made by Team Shanghai Alice, which has one member, Zun. Team Shanghai Alice is a doujin developer, with doujins being kind of like indie groups where people create content more so as passion products instead of for profit. It's important to keep this in mind because Zun, unlike almost every single other developer, allows people to create whatever fan content they wish with anything involved with the game, so long as you obey the common sense rules like don't break the law. It's this policy that allows anyone to really create whatever they want with Zun's characters, worlds, stories, and music, which explains why Touhou became so popular. It's almost impossible to quantify how many Touhou fanworks have been created, but it's certainly the modern series with the most in Japan. Touhou also has just such a magical world, where everything that does not exist in our world exists in the world of Gensokyo. This means Gensokyo is filled with yokai, ghosts, fairies, vampires, demons, and more. In the 20 or so official games in this series, you primarily play as Reimu to solve incidents around Gensokyo. These incidents always involve the characters of the series, but since there are too many to name, I'll just name the ones I feel are essential to understanding the basics of the series. This is actually some of the most well thought out character designs and writings I've ever seen in any form of media, so even though it does not do them justice, I'll try to be brief while including samples of their themes. Reimu is the main character of the series and the shrine maiden of the Hakurei shrine. She's pretty lax but also rather prideful and loves money. Mahisa is a very bashful wish who is always hardworking and curious. She's very close friends with Reimu. Cerno is an ice fairy who claims to be the strongest fairy in Gensokyo. She's kinda stupid and childish. Meridia Scarlet is a vampire and head of the Scarlet Devil Mansion. She came to Gensokyo at an unknown time and takes care of her younger sister, Flandre Scarlet, who has been ordered to not leave the mansion for close to 500 years because she can't control her overwhelming power. Sakuya Izayoi is the chief maid of the mansion and has the ability to manipulate time. Satoshi Komeiji, who has a third eye which gives her the ability to read minds, is a mistress of the Palace of the Earth Spirits. She also has a younger sister called Koishi, whose background is just too good to skip over. From her theme, Hartmann's Yokai Girl, to her personality, all of it is based off of Eduard von Hartmann's theory on happiness, which is to say that the only way to achieve complete happiness in life is to listen only to one's id, one's instincts. This is why she is rather crazy, maybe even psychopathic, and of course your fight against her, including her erratic attack patterns, reflect this. Her theme can also be played backwards and still almost sound exactly the same. There's so much more to be said, but I hope I can somewhat show the level of detail and care put into every single aspect of the world of Touhou that makes it so appealing to so many people. Pair this with the fact that fans can make pretty much anything they want with Touhou's characters, worlds, stories, and music. This explains why Touhou became the behemoth it is today. In fact, most people in the Touhou community never play the games, they're just part of the community and consume or make Touhou related content for all to see. I feel like I also have to explain what doujin ongaku is to explain Touhou. Basically, these are self-produced indie music that uses themes you heard before, among others, to make their own variations of the songs. They're actually so professionally made, and honestly, Touhou doujin music is probably the category of music I listen to most. Search them up, and if you spend enough time in the anime otaku community, I'm sure you have heard of at least some of them, and for good reason. Either way, it's not just the music fanworks that are so well made. There's also stories like KKHDA, in my opinion the best piece of horror media ever created, fan games that look insane like Touhou Luna Nights, and of course the art and memes. The series is absolutely massive and has influenced so much of Japanese internet culture and to a large extent much of modern Japanese culture itself. The community and ecosystem created by Zun and Touhou is truly like no other, and we can only hope that the Touhou project shows that companies should encourage fans to make whatever fan content they want so that they can spread their love for a series for all to see. And that's the end of the video. A lot of content on my channel is centered around Japanese internet culture, and because of that I found myself having to explain Touhou pretty much every other video. That is why I decided to make this series to explain the big three and hopefully get more people interested in the series I love. But either way, as always, thank you all so much for watching.